Welcome back to MFO, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. I just arrived here in Alabama on Pickwick Lake, getting ready for the Major League Fishing Invitationals event here on Pickwick. Had the opportunity to drive this Sunday on the last day of the Major League Fishing BPT event and was able to watch it while I was driving down here. They had that event on Chickamauga and Nickajack. What a great finish to that. Jake Lawrence beating Jacob Wheeler in the final 10 seconds. What a finish. Talk about made for TV.
It would have to be 2 pounds. Lawrence is hooked up. Has to have it over the gunnel of the boat before time expires. It also must be 2 pounds. Lawrence gets it in. He'll get it on. Jake Lawrence.
Are you kidding me?
At the wire.
It really just happened.
To have this one over the gunnel of the boat. Time has expired. He won't get it in. It might have been the winner. This will be the winner. Lawrence with the locker seals it.
Are you kidding me?
The BPT has got it going on when it comes to thrilling content to watch on the internet. Amazing, just amazing. I mean, if you didn't see it, go check out the highlights. It was neck and neck the whole final period with less than 5 minutes left. Jacob Wheeler catches one to take the lead. And like I said, 10 seconds, Jake Lawrence gets it over the gunnel with like 10 seconds to spare to get the lead and the win, even while Jacob Wheeler was reeling in another fish that he didn't get over the gunnel. It was amazing. But that's not what I'm talking about in today's episode. What I want to talk about is something that happened on day 3 of the event, which I don't know has ever happened before. And when you talk about what forward facing has done to the sport and the new techniques and the new strategies that it brings, when you hear about what happened on day 3, if you haven't heard about it already or thought about it, we're going to talk about that when we come back. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher. So on day 3 of this event, the thing that I want to talk about is how Drew Gill, who is a master with forward-facing sonar, spent 4 hours during competition not fishing and instead used his side scan to go and look for bass that were either bedded or I'm not sure whether they were bluegill beds or were related to stumps on the flats or bedded fish. But he spent 4 hours using side scan, marking fish, and then went back and basically marked those spots during the periods when he could not use forward-facing sonar, because as you remember, with the BPT, they're only allowed to use forward-facing for 1 period during the 3-period day. So he spent 4 hours going and marking fish, which he then went back during his final period when he was allowed to use forward-facing and went back to all of those fish that he had marked and literally caught 40 pounds within that time period in order to qualify for the final day for championship day. An amazing strategy, I mean, when you talk about being able to put your electronics together, side imaging along with forward facing, the power that has is just incredible. And when you get somebody as good as Drew Gill at using that technology, it's amazing what someone can do. So, and again, I'm not talking about whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying that in the right hands, forward-facing sonar adds a huge level of strategy it adds a huge advantage to somebody who, it just gives more bullets in the gun, a higher degree of availability in terms of the arsenal that you can use to go out and compete in a bass fishing tournament. I talked about this a lot in the car as I was driving after the event. Yes, there have been guys who've gone out and scanned looking for pods of fish. Maybe you found a school of fish on a ledge lake and they moved, and so you go and you side scan around until you find them again. But once you find them, you go fish for them. Drew Gill was finding them, marking them, and continuing to find as many as he could during his non-scoping period, so that when he got the ability to use the scope, he could go back and pick them off because they were related to a bed, related to a stump, related to a bluegill beds. And that is just incredible to me. The amount of fish that he caught in that one scoping period because of that strategy that he used was amazing. So, and again, good or bad, I'm not here to judge that right now. It's just there is no doubt how powerful this is when you look at what can be done with it in the right hand. So, guys, food for thought, a great event overall. And, the reality is the winners won the event. Fishing Old School, Jacob Lawrence got that last 5-pound bass over the gunnel on a buzz bait, no forward facing needed. I think Major League Fishing, we talked about this early in the season. Major League Fishing we were going to let the fans decide whether this split of some forward facing, some not. To me, Major League Fishing is kind of winning the game right now, although NPFL is a close second, if not right on their heels. So I'd be interested to hear what you have to say. Guys, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button, send me your comments, hit the thumbs up, and we will see you tomorrow for another episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. Take care, everybody.